So let me tell you a story. One day a young farmer went and bought himself a young little bull. And every day after he got the bull home, he picked the bull up, put it on his shoulders, and walked the perimeter of his property. And then every single day he did this, at the end of the year, he entered a strongman competition and won hands down everything, because he was the only man in the world who could walk over 2 miles with 800 pounds of bull on his back. Now, obviously the story is untrue, and it's a silly example, but this is a fine example of what people tell you, that if you improve by 1% of something every day, then you'll be 37 times better in a year, which sounds great, doesn't it? All right, so let's put some numbers to this little known idea. All right, so let's say you decide that you want to improve your finances. Great idea. I think everybody should have a good, sound financial base. But you're starting out pretty pathetic. Say you're only making $20,000 a year, which is it's pretty tough to make it on $20,000 a year. But you're going to improve by 1% a day, so it's okay, right? Well, on the first day, you're going to have to make another 77 cents, right? Because your $20,000 a year turns out to be about $77 a day. Right? So $77 a day, 1% of $77 a day is 77 cents. So how are you going to improve your income every day by 77 cents? What are you going to do? Are you going to pick up bottles on the side of the road? Are you going to ask for a 10% or 10 cent an hour raise? Are you, what are you going to do? Like, is it that you're going to increase your income by 77 cents? But that's not the only problem. The other problem is the next day you have to increase your income another 77 cents a day. So say you talk to your boss and he gives you a 10 cent an hour raise. Fantastic. Are you going to talk to him again today? No. Right? It's ridiculous. You have to think about it from that perspective, right? So somehow you figure out another 77 cents in that day. You work some overtime or whatever it is, right? By the end of the week, you'll have to be making another 80 cents a day on top of all the other additions you've made. This is compounding, remember. 77 cents, then 77 cents, then 78 cents, then 79 cents, and then 80 cents in a week. So you're going to increase your income by over $2 a day in a week. Right? Even at the beginning, it sounds difficult to do, right? Yes, you can work some overtime, but that's not going to develop over a long haul. You can't do that every day. Eventually, you're going to run out of time. And so increasing your income that way isn't going to work. This is the problem that people go into when they start thinking, I'm just going to improve myself or improve something 1% a day, right? So, now when you hear this, it's supposed to be motivating, right? It's only 1%. You can improve 1%, right? Well, yes and no, right? It sounds easy, right? It sounds, impressive, wow, and the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. That sounds pretty impressive. But the problem is that you soon run into the wall, like the guy carrying the bull, right? And month 2, he can't carry the bull anymore, right? The bull gets too big, too fast, and you just can't support it. So what do you do instead? Well, if it doesn't work that way, then what do you do instead? Here's what you do. You may not be able to change one thing 1% a day, but you can change something 1% a day, right? You can improve something every day. And that's all you have to do. You're not going to go focus on one thing but you just focus on a lot of things, right? And you make those little things habits. Those little things that you know you need to do on a daily basis to make yourself better in the long run will improve yourself 1%. And in fact, if you're focusing on income, so let's say some focus on income, then if you build those habits of, okay, how am I going to be 1% better today than I was yesterday? Well, maybe you're gonna study something. Maybe you're going to improve your attitude a little bit. Maybe you're going to get a little bit better at what you're actually doing, or develop better relationships with your employers or employees. Lots of different habits that you can build into your life that will, in fact, multiply your income much more than 1% in the long run, just not on a daily basis, right? That's the focus. The focus is improve yourself every day, and in 5 years, you won't recognize yourself. But you can't think that I'm going to improve this one thing 1% a day. All right. So if that gives you an idea of what you want to start changing and how habits will start changing your life, then tune in to all the other videos I got going on about habits, and you can learn more and more and become a habit guru, just like many of the people out there that are trying to improve their lives 1% a day. All right, talk to you soon.